Moving on to some Hawkeye sports, Iowa baseball continues to impress. We'll take a look at one of their key players, senior Eric Toole, later. But before that, spring football prepares for their last practice of the season this Saturday at historic Kinnick Stadium.
But getting us ready for Saturday's practice is offensive coordinator Greg Davis and defensive coordinator Bill Parker, who met with the media early Wednesday afternoon.
Quarterback C.J. Beathard beat our transfer Jake Rudock earlier this year. Over the course of the spring season, Davis says that his QB has been progressing, calling Beathard's football smarts underrated.
But we will do some things where we feel like that we can take advantage of his legs. And I think he will do some things just leaving the pocket on unscheduled runs.
One of those receiving hands, Matt Vandenberg, said having just one go-to quarterback makes his job a little bit easier.
I think he's more athletic than Jake, being able to move in the pocket or roll out, and everybody knows his giant arm. So, it's a little different than how Jake played, but I think it's been a positive transition.
Between the likes of Jordan Canzeri and LaShawn Daniels, Davis said, not before knocking on wood, that this is the deepest running back group he's had at Iowa.
I think that we have more running backs since I've been here in terms of guys that can go in and play. And then probably the surprise of the spring has been Derek Mitchell in terms of the running back.
And on the defensive side of the ball, coordinator Bill Parker said the team has most improved at the linebacker position.
I think there's I think moving the linebackers around, moving Bo Bowers back inside and Ben Neiman coming up, and I think the linebacker group is really working well together, and we moved them around. Josie Jewell went back to Mike as a full-time guy, which he can play both, I think. And I think the depth there at linebackers really helped.
As Iowa baseball prepares for another Big Ten challenge against Nebraska this weekend, one player has led the team not only as a veteran, but also in his abilities. Daily Iowan TV's Jordan Maloney has the story.
Growing up in the Hawkeye State, senior center fielder Eric Toole had been around Iowa baseball long before following his brother Justin Toole, a former Hawkeye second baseman. Making diving saves in deep center field, Toole is catching more than just baseballs. The Iowa native caught national attention, finding himself at number 3 on SportsCenter's top plays. But making outrageous plays isn't anything new for Toole.
I hope to make those plays. Sometimes there's a little bit of luck involved, right timing, right route, but I expect myself to make plays like that.
But diving catches aren't the only thing drawing attention to the senior center fielder. Out of 37 games the Hawkeyes have played this season, Eric Toole has made it to base safely in 35 of them. There is no question of Toole's leadership for the team. Not only does he lead off the batting order, but leads the team this season in runs, hits, doubles, total bases, and steals. Earlier in the season, he was named Big Ten Player of the Week and currently leads the conference in steals.
Our offense is coming around. I don't think we've hit our stride yet, but it's been a lot better since Eric Toole and Jake Mangler are really picking it up.
With his strength at bat this season, Toole recently became the 9th player in school history to join the 200 club. While this record-setting season is the last of his Iowa career, Eric Toole will always be a Hawkeye.
Thanks, Jordan. While baseball is in the middle of things, spring football is coming to an end and basketball still is a ways away. But fans can be excited to know they can already add one game onto their schedules.
That's right. Iowa will be taking on Marquette on November 19th for their inaugural Gavitt Games. That game will take place at the BMO Harris Bradley Center in Milwaukee.
And all 8 of those games feature a Big Ten Big East matchup.
That'll wrap it up for us. But before we go, check us out at the same time Thursday night for a recap of tonight's baseball game versus Northern Illinois.
We'll also hear from former Iowa women's basketball star and now a WNBA player, Samantha Logic, on being drafted to the Atlanta Dream.
Until then, back to you two at the desk.